This is the second half of the tutorial showing how to paint and decorate a vintage book cover. These are the materials you will need, and they can all be found on Amazon. Health and safety. Be aware of sharp objects and extreme heat. First, start off with some black acrylic paint and water it down so that it can go into the detailing without leaving lumps. Start to cover all of your clay pieces. Be gentle painting these, as most of these are very thin and delicate. If they do break, you can glue them back together with the glue gun. Then take the silver metallic paint and mix some with the black to create a darker silver mid-tone. Start to brush over the top surface of the clay. This means that the most raised grooves on the clay surface catches the paint and highlights it. Keep doing this to all of the pieces. Then, with the pure silver paint, start to add highlights in places that you want to draw attention to. I mainly focus on the centre parts. This creates depth to the piece. Leave this to dry and take some card and sketch out a rectangle big enough to fit the clay piece on. Then sketch the size of the spine and a rectangle for the back of the book cover. Now cut this out. Fold it on the creases and cut away any excess. Now take your brown leather material. Open the card up and lay it on top, and trace out the shape of the book with the centimetre frame so that you can fold it away easily. Cut this out. Whilst you're doing this, you can also cut another thin strip which will be used to attach the key to the book later on. Line the card up and add the hot glue onto it. Be careful as this is extremely hot. The heat may also transfer through the card when you're pressing it down, so be careful. Again, add the glue around the edge of the book spine and stick it down. Keep repeating this process until it's all glued. Add a strip of glue onto the edge of the leather and then fold it over. So that the corners aren't too bulky, trim off the squares where the material overlaps. Then continue to add lines of glue and sticking it down. This part might get messy, so you might want to wear heat-resistant gloves if your hands are sensitive. Just keep repeating this process until it's done. Double check that you can fold it and that everything lines up. Then you can start decorating the leather by painting the corners black. This adds an aging effect and makes it look more vintage and worn. Keep adding the paint and blending it towards the centre. Then do this on the spine of the book. And again on the back. Now take your clay centerpiece and start to trace this shape with the glue. Be careful not to drop any on your hands, and then stick it to the front of the book. When you press down, be careful not to break the clay, as it is still fragile. Stick the 2 half beads onto the spine of the book. Then cut the strip of leather that you saved earlier down the middle into about 3/4. You can now double knot this onto the key. You can now trim it down and then take the other end and add a little bit of glue and stick it into the middle spine of the book. This is the cover now done. At this point, you can either add your own pages that you learned to bookbind in previous tutorials, or you can slot in a book of your own. You can glue or stitch these in place. This is mine now done. And thank you for watching.